It is time to make the sound, to summon the stream. Greetings, dear viewers. I'm Quill Quickcard and... whoop, don't move that. I'm Quill Quickcard and welcome back to Pokemon Soul Silver, a part of my Gen 1 through 4 remake walkout marathon. Last time, we successfully beat the Elite Four. Although, it was not without loss. In fact, we lost... Well, want the list on what I phased on? I don't really know what you mean by phased on. I really don't know what you mean by phasing in this context. Last time, we beat the Elite Four, but we lost our entire team. Except for Quagsire. Quagsire was the final addition that I put onto my Elite Four team, and I hesitated a lot before putting it in versus other options. In the end, this Quagsire saved the entire run. And yeah, Cole, you can go ahead and share. If not for this Quagsire, we would have failed. This thing made it all possible. But we do need to rethink our team at this point. So let's think about what we want to bring with us. Seeking, just because it is the HM guy. Honestly, Wheezing is pretty goddamn strong right now. Fortress can tank pretty well. Let's actually start putting the team back together here. So we've got Quagsire. We've got Seeking. Fortress is definitely coming with. Fortress is here somewhere. Here we go. Nice Fortress. Who else should come with for right now? Probably Dragonair, but I do think... Dragonair is not going to evolve until, like, our second gym leader in Kanto. Emolga, Dedenne, Fletchling, Eevee, Abra, and Magikarp. Very nice. Executor seems like a pretty good option. Yeah, Executor can join. I don't believe Beedrill can learn Fly, unfortunately. I did rare candy up all of the other Pokemon, just so we could have them. Machoke. Let's just take Weaving... Let's just take Weaving and Dragonair. Why not? So this one needs to be wheezing. And slot number 6 needs to be Dragon Air, which I don't think I've ever actually grabbed, so let me go grab that sprite. Dragonair. Saving. And Dragonair. There we go. Okay. The team is now back in place, so we will be starting our Kanto adventure with Mumbo, Undine, Omelette, Yoganidra, Corona, and Barney. Gonna involve that shiny Eevee into Glaceon. Nice. Alright. So, I had basically run over to Cherry Grove just to make sure I could rare candy everyone up for the start of this. But the first important thing we need to do is get our national dex. Which means we need to go find Professor Oak, which means we need to be sent to Professor Oak. Did you read the list of phases? I don't know what you mean by phases. Unless it was that list of Pokemon, which I did read. I don't know what you mean. You probably went ahead and sent me to... There you are. I called because I have something for you. See, it's an SS ticket. Now you can catch Pokemon in Kanto. I don't know why you're using the term phases. I've never heard it used in that context. Ticket will let you use the fast ship. Yes. Alright. So, I think we're going to be okay as we start out Kanto. It's a shiny hunting term. I've never heard it used that way. Oh, okay, that's different music. Oh. Well. Hello, Raikou. How are you doing today? There. I have solved the problem. Okay. Raikou interrupted me while I was talking. Violently killing it was our only natural recourse. Not to mention, I'm pretty sure it stays in Johto, which means that we have already exhausted every possible area where it could have been encountered. So, first things first, we gotta head to Kanto. I'm honestly not too worried about Kanto, since we basically only have to prepare for one gym leader at a time. And Kanto is quite a bit more streamlined than our adventures in Johto were. The only real issue is that I don't have anything that can fly anymore. Oh, hold on. We gotta deball this tree. Although, that's not such a big problem for Kanto exploration. As long as I've got something with... as long as I have something with Cut, we're gonna be able to get around just fine. We've got the badges all ready to go as well. So, yeah. We just need to make that long, awkward walk over to Olivine. I'm really not too worried about the Kanto trainers, other than the gym leaders. And frankly, the gym leaders are not nearly as frightening as the Elite Four were. Cole, you're going to be first on the naming list today, of course. We've got a lot of new places to explore, and just to check. Okay. So, one of the important things is that once we have the national decks, we are able to access the Hoenn and Sinnoh sounds on the radio, which means we're going to have access to even more Pokemon options. Undyne... Okay, maybe not Surf then. You literally only know moves that will hit everybody. That's great work, Mumbo. Sure. Waterfall on Mareep. Do we have the national decks? No. We will get that from Professor Oak before we go on to the ship, I believe. Okay, we're going to make a quick change because this terrified me to have Explosion in the #1 move slot. Absolutely not. Okay, Ekrutique. And I think the expanded versions of the radio music are unlocked as soon as we have that national dex. I could be wrong. We might need... Let's see, in the original, you needed to get the expansion card in order to access the Poke-Flute channel. I can't remember if that's still the way it works in Gold and Silver. I have not played this game in a long while. On Route 11, of course, Magnemite. Of course you had to mention Magnemite. It's always about the Magnemite. There's more to life than Magnemite. Nevertheless, though, having a Magneton would actually be pretty helpful. I'm saying that is something that could go wrong. Oh, it will go wrong. This is not a question, it is a guarantee. Alright, Professor Oak, yes, start to me. Alright, we now have... We now have it. Okay. Yes, so we should now be able to access the Hoenn and Sinnoh sounds on the radio. So, depending on what Pokemon are available, we might be doing a fair bit of switching around. But there's also just a wider variety of Pokemon in general. Alright. I'm going to be skipping trainers pretty regularly as we go around Kanto. They are simply not a priority. You're in a hurry. Granddaughter is missing. She's just a wee girl. Okay. I will let you know if I see a small child. Excuse me, everybody. I am looking for a small child. Has anyone seen a child around? They are similar to mini-humans, although typically smaller. Has anyone seen a small human? Okay. So I need to get into the engine room, but to get into the engine room, I need to find your buddy. I think your buddy's up on deck or something, or I don't know. I don't remember exactly how it's all arranged. Okay, I don't think I can actually get up on a deck. I know I said that Kanto is very streamlined. I have no doubt that I'm going to be running around like a chicken with my head cut off in a few parts. That's just the way it's gonna be. Nope, not there. Hello, I am looking for sailors. Wow, there are not a lot of people on this ship. You guys, are you guys okay? Like, is this boat line operating at a loss or something? Or is this just like more of a basic, more of like just a basic ferry as opposed to a cruise? Hello, Machop. Goodbye, Machop. Hello, Machoke. Goodbye, Machoke. Hello, Psyduck. Goodbye, Psyduck. Well, that was exciting. That's the way most of the Kanto fights are going to go, which is why I'm going to be ignoring them. They are typically level scaled to even lower than, like, definitely lower than Elite Four. I believe many of them are even lower level than Claire. Hello. You're not a lost granddaughter. You're not a lost granddaughter at all. Oh, do you remember? Yes, I did see your favorite Pokemon list. Okay, and this will give us the lost little girl. Hello. Do. Alright, you want to play hide and seek, because of freaking course you do. That's okay. We can go and find you somewhere. Which Mon was the one you least expected? I can't remember exactly what was even on it right now. Okay. Hide and seek. Where is the tiny girl hiding? That's where the tiny girl is hiding. Okay, she goes back to her grandpa. We got the metal coat. But I can check again to answer you. I do need to grab my phone anyway, just to check in. Hello, Mystic Moth. Welcome to the stream. Oh, okay. Get rid of that. And check in with the family. Bring up your list. Out of all the ones on the list, Porygon Z. Porygon Z surprises me most. Okay, Mystic. You will be next up on the name list. Okay. So, here in Vermilion City, let's see what is worth doing. I think the fishing guru we need to talk to, isn't he the one south of Lavender Town? Hold on. The elder fishing guru at the Lake of Rage. He dreams about seeing the world's greatest Magikarp. If you don't mind, could you show him any Magikarp you catch? Okay. So, no, I actually can't do that. And we're going to have to make a bit of a switch here. Honestly, this is a pretty good team for going after Lieutenant Surge. Let's take a look. Lieutenant Surge has a Raichu, an Electrode, a Magneton, an Electrode, and an Electabuzz. The strongest attack move on his entire team is Electrode's Self-Destruct. And aside from that, it's really just Shockwave they've all got. And then Thunder Waves and Double Teams are pretty consistent throughout. So it's really just about killing them quickly. So probably just Quagsire Earthquake through it all, if I'm being honest. That should not be a problem. Let's just bring in our Beedrill. Adaptability, Boom Burst, Porygon Z. Yep, that would be pretty good. Alright, let's just go and get our first badge, because we can, and it is very easy to do so. Then we'll walk around and see if we can't catch anything. Cool. Let's take a look at our supplies first. We've still got a lot of healing items, which is good. We've still got plenty of rare candies. Our balls are in a good position. Nope, Porygon Z doesn't even get Hyper Voice, which is not surprising, given that it has no mouth. Ah, screw it. Just come and fight me. Right, Sea King's in slot 2. That's not good. Earthquake. Barney can definitely soak an Earthquake. I hope it can soak an Earthquake. Yes, it can. Alright, we're fine. We've got a Magnemite. God damn it, they've got so many Pokemon. Okay. That's fine. We'll just keep healing Barney. Cool. Muddy Water... no. Yeah, give up on Muddy Water. And another quick heal. I could make loud computer noises. Yes, but those still aren't really a voice. If anything, I would think that would qualify more as something like metal sound. Hello. How are you doing, sir? Surf. Earthquake. And Earthquake. Cool. Alright. All the gym trainers are down. What can we actually catch here in Vermilion City? Vermilion City... specifically in Gen 4. Rock Smash is 90% Diglett. We can't do the headbutting. Good Rod and Super Rod. It sounds like Rock Smash is our best bet for the 90% Diglett. No, because we're pretty much guaranteed Diglett inside of Diglett Cave. Surfing is Tentacool and Tentacruel. Old Rod, Magikarp, Tentacool. Good Rod can potentially be Chinchou or Shelder. Super Rod is 60% Chinchou, 30% Shelder. We're going to save Vermilion City for Super Rod. So we're just going to make a note of that. Save for Super Rod for Chinchou and Shelder. It would qualify as Boom Burst. I think people always want their favorite Pokemon to be very, very strong. But quite simply, a lot of times our favorite Pokemon are not going to be very strong. And it's okay for there to be Pokemon that are not very strong. YouTube played me? That's very impressive. Usually you play YouTube. Alright, and now that I've actually got some money, buy some more repels. Cool. Alright. So, Lieutenant Surge, Mumbo can try to handle everything with the Earthquake. Aside from that, what other options do we really have? Not much. I would feel a lot safer if we had something else that's going to be reliably effective. Okay. I think Machoke is actually very helpful here. Machoke instead of Dragonair, I think. Machoke. Super Macho Man! Alright. The real problem is going to be if they start building up their double teams. I'm basically just going to have to hope that they don't start getting their double teams set up. There's honestly not much I can do to mitigate it. Anyway, next opponent is going to be Lieutenant Surge. His ace is level 53. And we want to look out for the Electrode. His second to last Pokemon, Electrode, that is the one that has self-destruct, which can still actually be pretty terrifying. While we're at it, Rock Smash on Super Macho Man. We'll just replace Wake Up Slap. I think I'll get the shiny Ralts, or get a shit ton of other shinies again. If you work at it long enough, you're guaranteed success. And we need to rare candy up everybody to level 53. Come on. Dynamic Punch, no. Wait, are you running No Guard? Did I just make a terrible mistake? God damn it. Shit. Oh, God. No guard dynamic punch is one of the most powerful things you can do. Although cross chop is honestly almost as good, so it's fine. Why can Riezing learn Rock Smash? Because it can. Okay, so Super Macho Man is actually the perfect counter for the double team spam. He can soak very effectively and his moves are guaranteed to hit. Alright, nothing but trash, nothing but trash, nothing but trash. Okay, secret switch. Nope. Secret switch. Nope, nothing but trash. Lieutenant Surge is absolutely garbage at making gym puzzles. Alright, let's do this. We are going for our first Kanto gym badge. Lieutenant Surge, who was in the mysterious, ambiguous war, of which we know nothing about. I'm assuming... Yep. Earthquake is accurate enough. I still have the best chance to hit here. Good job. Okay, write you down. Okay, this could be either one of the electrodes. I'm going to operate under the assumption that this is not the one with self-destruct. Okay. Perfect. Victory. What next? Okay, Magneton is absolutely screwed. Mirror Shot is nothing against me. Oh, but you did just reduce my accuracy. Okay, that's actually a problem. So I'm assuming you're going to go into other Magneton, which is fine, because I was going to swap into Yoga Nidra anyway, just to mitigate the risk of self-destruct. Focus Blast on Mega Pidgeot would have gone a long way. Okay. My accuracy went down, but this Electabuzz is not running Double Team. So I think it's still safe to do this. He is running Light Screen. That is not a problem. And I'm pretty sure this still one-shots. Mumbo is basically just MVP. Look how happy he is doing his little dance there by my head. Look how happy he is! He's so happy! Okay, here's the one with self-destruct. I love Quagsire. When Gold and Silver... I know I've told this story before, but when Gold and Silver were brand new, I spent an inordinate amount of time sitting and trying to think of the perfect team. Like, the perfect duo of Pokemon that would basically cover all possible situations and weaknesses. And the one that I eventually stumbled upon and trained up was a combination of a Quagsire and a Skarmory, which seemed to basically cover almost every conceivable weakness between the two of them. And unfortunately, Skarmory didn't really have the best moveset when it leveled up. So my very first experience with Pokemon breeding was specifically because I wanted a Skarmory to pair with Quagsire that had Drill Peck. Also, we just got our first badge in Kanto. Because it is just that easy. Quagsire is so anti-power creep, it counters Zacian and Ubers in Gen 8. Really? That's insane. Also, it is time for badge number 1. Also, we got Shockwave, which is huge. Alright. Are we ready to catch some Pokemon? I think it's time to catch some goddamn Pokemon. After we rest. Oh, right, unaware, yeah. That's the thing, I love Quagsire, but I definitely do not make the best use of Quagsire. I just don't have enough interest in competitive to bother to bring out the best in almost any Pokemon. Okay, that's the Snorlax that we can't do anything about right now. So our only path is north into Saffron, and Gym Leader number 2. But first, Route 6. Let's take a look at what we can find on Route 6. In Gen 4, Pidgey, Bellsprout, Meowth, Magnemite, Abra during the morning. During the day, Magnemite, let's see, Surfing is Psyduck and Golduck. I think our best option here is actually to go for our first radio route. If we use the Hoenn sound, and the Hoenn sound is active... Hold on, let me bring up this list here. Whoops, nope, that's Pokewalker. We want Pokegear. So on Wednesdays, we get the Hoenn sound, and on Thursdays, we have the Sinnoh sound. With the Hoenn sound, there's Whismur and Linoone. And with the Sinnoh sound, there's Weedle and Bidoof. I think we are best off going for the Hoenn sound here. So we need to make it a Wednesday. Okay. So just close this down. And make it a Wednesday. And specifically, let's see, that's the... Alright, we're just gonna make this thing think it's Christmas real quick. Oh, nope, that's Thursday. Never mind. We are going to make the computer think it is Christmas Eve real quick. On the completely original hardware that I am definitely playing this on. And back in. Alright, let's go. Cool. You okay there, radio? Do we just not have access to any of the radio programs until we get the expansion card? Okay, we can't access any of those until we have the expansion card. But it's still the best option for everything here. So we're going to make a route for use Hoenn sound after expansion card. That's fine. Either way, we can go ahead and continue to travel. Silver Wind, okay, that's pretty decent. Super Repel. Now we can get one of the most important things in the game. Inside of this house. TM29 for Psychic. Absolutely crucial. Absolute Giga Chad Clodsire. You want to know why? Sure. You can tell me. Let me think here. Oh my god, yes, antivirus software, I know. You really want to remind me that you exist and have meaning and purpose. But you don't. So the only Pokemon that could be acquired here is a Pikachu by trading a Pikachu. That doesn't really help anything. Sabrina. What is Sabrina bringing to the fight here? She's only got 3 Pokemon. Espeon, Mr. Mime, and Alakazam. Espeon's running Shadow Ball, Calm Mind, Psychic, and Skill Swap. Okay, that's horrifying. Mr. Mime is running Mimic, Light Screen, Skill Swap, and Psychic. And then Alakazam is running Psychic, Energy Ball, and Reflect. How the hell do I deal with that? Yoga Nidra Payback. Might be one of the only things I can reliably use against that. Because it's definitely going to be slower. Payback's going to be super effective against anything she can throw at me. $183 and huge-ass special defense makes it one of the best special balls ever behind Chansey. That is genuinely very impressive. Slowbro is not bad. I kind of think if I had a chance to set up a Calm Mind Stantler, but then the only thing I can really give it is Hypnosis, which isn't really going to work. Executor can stall out with Leech Seed. And Dragonair instead of Machoke. I think that's my best option here. What is Homeboy Executor still using Confusion for? Because it hasn't learned anything else. So, Executor. Sabrina honestly worries me a bit. But even if we lose one of our Pokemon to her, they are not necessarily going to be Pokemon that I'm terribly concerned with losing at this point. So I think we're going to be okay. She does only have 3 Pokemon, and we are going to lead with Yoga Nidra and go for the payback. I think that's about the best I can do. I don't have the best special defense, but I resist literally every attacking move on her entire team. So, Sabrina time. Let's do this. Hello. You have a Bronzor. Sure, payback. You're actually slower than me. That's amazing. Bug Bite's fine. Payback. Cool. Moving on. So, I'm just using my usual trick for this gym. Always go into the teleporter above or below you. It's truly terrifying when there are so many Pokemon I'm slower than. Or faster than. Cool. Yeah, let's go. Moving on. Oh my god, we're gonna hit every goddamn trainer. Okay, Bug Bite. That's fine. Girafarig. Bug Bite. Alright. Swap. Surf. Ugh. You guys are so annoying. Okay. Washing machine is on the fritz. Oof. That sucks. God damn, every freaking psychic. Can you guys knock it off, please? Execute. Again, payback. Sleep powder, of course. Thank you. Execute. Bug Bite. Whoops. Whoops. Okay, went backward there. Here we go. There. 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 Okay. So, Hyper Potion on Yoga Nidra. Ether on Payback. And now everybody can get Rare Candied up to level 55. Double Edge, no. This is the big one. This is the level we have all been waiting for. So that my bad-natured Dragonite can finally use extreme speed. Come on, Barney. Okay, Dragon Dance. Dragon Dance? Yes. Very, very yes. At long last. Alright, we now have our Dragon Dancing Dragonite. You want to learn Wing Attack. That is fine. Just go ahead and replace that. But you're not going to have that for very long, because you are, in fact, going to learn Fly. I'll need to get someone to help me evolve this shiny Aberlator. Yeah, that sounds about right. Alright. It's time. We're gonna go for Gym Badge number 2. We've been in Kanto less than an hour, and we're going for Gym Badge number 2. Alright. Let's see how well my strategy works. Also, Sabrina, I love the new drip. Yoga Nidra, you are up. I cannot believe I wasted that on Gyro Ball. I cannot believe how hard Gyro Ball hit. Yeah, your Psychic is not a threat to me, Espeon. Okay, that was actually a severe threat to me, Espeon. Nice. Are you gonna go straight to Alakazam? No, you are swapping to Mr. Mime first. That's fine. I assume you're going to start with a defensive barrier. No, Cole, I do not know anything about competitive sets. Okay, payback. Your Psychics are a lot less terrifying. You are a non-boosted Mr. Mime. Perfect. Does this manage to one-shot? It does not. Okay, that's fine. And you wasted your turn on Mimic for some reason. Alright, I'm pretty sure Alakazam can't one-shot me even with a crit Psychic. And its defense is low enough that one payback might actually be enough to kill here. No, actually you're running for Reflect. Okay, so you will survive this. I think I still two-shot you, though. And I still think I survive a crit Psychic. Or I can just kill you with a crit payback, and that is Sabrina. Are you feeling jolly? I'm actually feeling quite good today. Alright. We have now earned the Marsh Badge. And TM48, I believe, is Skill Swap? Yep. Okay. That takes care of that. Cool. I don't quite remember where you get the expansion card. Okay, it's related to the Cerulean City Thief line. Got it. Hey, Anthony, you want to stop calling? Cool. Alright. Let's start doing some searching for stuff. Our next target is going to be Erica. Erica is, of course, laughably easy to deal with. Which route is this? This is Route 8. Okay. Looking for Route 8. In the morning, Pidgeotto, Meowth, Abra, Vulpix, Pidgeotto, Kadabra. During the day, Pidgeotto, Meowth, Abra, Vulpix, Pidgeotto, Kadabra. At night, Meowth, Haunter, Abra, Noctowl, Vulpix, Kadabra. Plusle, Minun, and Shinx with the radio sounds. I never did knock out... Let's see, we've never actually had the Ghastly line locked out. I think the Abra line is also free for us, so... nighttime 35%? I've never actually just tried... If I just change the system time... and then zone in and out, will that be sufficient to change things right in the system? I've never actually tried it. Okay, coughing. Let's just go surf. It's fine. Coughing, surf. Come on, fight me, bro. We're gonna have to fight you to get back anyway. Cool. And coughing. And coughing. And coughing. And coughing. Cool. What do you think would happen if a golem looked into a Medusa's eyes? A golem is not a living creature, so nothing. Medusa's ability turns flesh into stone, and a golem has no flesh to be turned. Okay, so it doesn't look like changing the system time without closing the game will force it to adjust. So, stop. Load. It is already stone. A traditional golem would be made out of clay, not stone. At least if we went by a golem from the original mythos. Oh, never mind. I actually somehow didn't change the time. Whoops. Okay. Nope. Oh my god. And now my antivirus software is like, incorrect date and time! Bro, we're just gonna turn you off. I know it's incorrect date and time. That's because I manually set it to incorrect date and time. If you think about it, robots are also golems. Well, going by the original mythos, a golem is a clay construct which is brought to life through the power of prayer and faith. So, not so much there. And if we go by more of a D&D mythos, they specifically require an elemental spirit from one of the elemental planes to be bound inside of a construct body, which also doesn't quite extend to a robot. Even if you considered electricity to be a form of magic, it still does not function in the same way that there is an actual sapient living will that has been bound within the construct. In some other mythoses, though, yes, it would definitely qualify under a depiction of a golem. Alright, it is a Meowth, so Route 8 is dead. I'm rather passionate about golems. That is fine. Hello, sir. Do-do-do, surf. That was fun. Lavender Town. Next up, Route 12. Okay, Route 12. Headbutt Pokemon, which I can't do. Surfing is Tentacool, Quagsire. Old Rod, Magikarp, Tentacool. Good Rod, Magikarp, Tentacool. Super Rod has a 3% chance of Quillfish. So I think 3% chance of Quillfish is the only one we can get here. Let's just go find the fishing guru. At least I think the fishing guru still lives on this route. Hello, sir? Okay, yes. Super Rod. Alright. So now we can actually do a lot of important fishing here. Go ahead and register that. Boom. So 3% Quagsire. If I get a shiny Hawlucha before a shiny Ralts, I'm going to crash out. Alright, landed a Pokemon. Holy crap, it is the 3% Quillfish. Okay. I did not actually expect that to work. Do we have anyone that isn't going to kill it? Omelette. Omelette won't kill it with Leech Seed. At least not for a while. It can also go for the Stun Spores. Okay, that is fine. Now we move into someone who's going to be a lot more resistant to you. Holy crap, that brine actually really hurt. Okay, never mind. Barney, why don't you soak? It is nighttime, so we can go with Dusk Balls. Lee. Okay, Cole has suggested the name Lee. Mystic, if you are still here, you will have the next Pokemon name. I cannot believe we landed the 3% Quillfish. Let's make a note of that for Route 12. Yes, this is Quillfish. And highlight it so I know that it is new. And we're going to check a few fishing spots now, Mystic. So the next Pokemon, if we get one, if this works out, is likely to be a Shelder or a Chinchou. And then, Cole, you will be up after that. Yep, 3% chance at the Quillfish. Alright. Vermilion. So this is our first location for Super Rod checking, and then we have a couple places back to checking Kanto. Okay. God. I had my finger right on the trigger ready to go and still didn't catch it. What do we got? For Vermilion City, it is a Tentacool, so Vermilion City is dead. We still need to go back to Johto to check Route 41 and Olivine City. Once we escape. God damn it with rap. Whatever. Use confusion. Cool. Alright, fly to Victory Road. And first stop, Olivine City. So Olivine City, Super Rod for Krabby, Colsula, or Staryu. And I believe we had decided that fishing at night for the Staryu was the best option. So it's 30% Staryu at night, and otherwise it's going to be either a Krabby or a Kingler. Okay, how do I find a spot to... Oh my god, that's... like the only spot over there. Ah, here we go. Okay. So let's see if we get our nighttime Staryu. Either way, this is going to be a new Pokemon. And here it is, a Krabby. Okay. So, Mystic, you get to name a Krabby, probably. There we go. Barney, why don't you take point while we chuck balls at this thing? Once again, Dusk Balls. There we go. Krabby. We now own a crab caught in Olivine City. Make a note of that. Krabby. Very good. And mark the Krabby so I know it's new for today. Olivia! Oh, I like that. Okay. We now have... Olivia the Krabby. Okay. And the last one to check is Route 41 and Super Rod again for Chinchou or Shelter. Oh my god, so many, like, just emails and notifications. It's like... It's 9:07 on a Saturday morning. Don't do that shit. Okay, this is still Cianwood. That is Route 41. Okay. And Route 41, long saved, long waited for, is a Shelter. Cole, you are back on the name. What are we going to name our shiny Shelter? Stun Spore. Leech Seed. Cool. Okay, Shelter. Another lovely Pokemon captured. I believe that is all the accessible areas in Johto, except for, like, the 10 Tower, Mount Silver, Route 46. Name it Uranus. Okay, got it. We will name the vagina-shaped Pokemon Uranus. Or maybe I just played so much Metroid Prime 4 that I now see vaginas everywhere. It's a real problem with that game. And I wish that was even a joke. Okay, back to Johto. Whee! Hello! 7 shinies today, none of them rolls. That is rough. Okay, and keep the flying going. Once again, back to Saffron City. And head up here. Up on Route 5. Okay, Route 5. Kanto. Route 5. So, in the morning, Pidgey, Bellsprout, Meowth, Abra. During the day, Pidgey, Bellsprout, Meowth, Abra. At night, Oddish, Meowth, Bellsprout, Gloom, and Abra. I think I am literally locked out of every single one of those. So we are going to save this for the Sinnoh sound for a Shinx. So Route 5, use Sinnoh sound. So that route is secured. On the west side of Saffron City is Route 7. That can be Spearow, Meowth, Vulpix, Raticate, Rattata, Persian. During the day, Spearow, Meowth, Vulpix, Raticate, Persian. At night, however, there's a 30% chance of Murkrow and a 5% chance of Houndour. So we might actually get our very first Dark-type Pokemon here. I really, really would like to get that. Please be Murkrow or Houndour. Houndour would be amazing. Okay, it is Murkrow. Cole, this is exciting. It is the first Dark type of the entire run. And you get to name it. Murkrow, who might actually be incredibly important for this run. Oh, Duskstone! Is that what you need to evolve Murkrow? I think you're... I forgot for a second Honchkrow even exists. I believe you can get those at the... Heart Gold, Soul Silver... You can get those in... You can get them if you come in first in the bug catching contest, which I cannot do, since I can't catch the Pokemon I need to win. There is one that can be found in the Cerulean Cave, or one that can come from a Pokegear phone call on Route 17. I don't think I can quite justify to myself just using Pokemon Hex to just go and grab a Dusk Stone, given that they are that restricted. I think I really am gonna have to... I just don't think I can justify it to myself. That is so restricted for when you can get them. But we do have the Murkrow. Yi. Is that the name you want for the Murkrow? Yi? Yeah, I was going to say don't. Oh, right, it is Mystic's turn. Yeah, Mystic, what do you want to name our Murkrow? What are we going to name our lovely, lovely bird? Dark Wing Duck. An excellent, excellent name for that. That is Route 8 for Murkrow. Mark it as an original catch for the day. And adjust the naming list. Okay. Cole, you will be up next. So for Celadon in particular, Erica runs a Jumpluff, a Tangela, a Victory Bell, and a Bellossom. So they almost all know Giga Drain. Tangela has Ancient Power. There's a lot of Sunny Day running between them. And the last one, Bellossom, also knows Solar Beam. Victory Bell runs Grass Knot and Leaf Storm. So... I think for this, we're going to take out Quagsire and replace it with Murkrow. Okay, Murkrow. Very nice. Replace slot number 1 with Murkrow. The Pokéthon does not provide Dusk Stones, I believe. Unless I was not looking at the fullness of the available things here, which is still definitely possible. If it is a Pokéflon thing, then I'm perfectly fine just giving myself that. No, it is. It is Pokéflon Dome. Okay, so yeah. We can just close this and go ahead and give myself that. Pokéflon Dome is something you can be guaranteed to get without failure with just a little bit of time investment. There's no actual, like, reason that you couldn't do it. Under that justification, I'm totally fine getting it. Honestly, I think that's the only real change I need to make. So let's go ahead and close this real quick. Okay. And stop. Turn on the monitor display. Load up our Pokemon Hex. Open up our save. Save items. We need 1 Dusk Stone. Save. And export. There we go. We have now made our changes on this completely original hardware. Because obviously I would only ever play on completely original hardware. Alright. Yeah. If it's available at the Plokathlon Dome, then it's completely legit. Which means Duskstone for Darkwing Duck. Which means I need to grab a Honchkrow. Whoops. Honchkrow. Very good. And change slot 1 again to Honchkrow. Doesn't he look great there? Now, as far as the big important things go... Shadow Claw? No, okay. Can't learn Shadow Claw, but he can learn Fly. Cool. Not the best set of moves here. That's fine. Alright. And we will rare candy him up in a bit. For right now, we will let Barney take point. And switch back from the monitor display. Perfect. Do 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 do. But also, what can we get in Celadon City? Standard surfing is Grimer and Muck guaranteed. And Grimer and Muck are nowhere on my list. So, Grimer and Muck. Here is a Grimer. So, Mystic, you... No, Cole, you are up for naming a literal pile of goo. Just back to our usual plan here. How do you keep avoiding this? Thank you. I know it's female, but J. Okay. J the Grimer. This one has a bit less favorable catch rate. Okay, so that is J caught in Celadon City, Grimer. Perfect. And that means that once again, we swap the names. Mystic, you will be on next name. And J. Cool. Actually, do you have anything for me? Nope. Also, dude, if there are Grimer living right in front of your house, like, clean your damn house. Yes, of course, they are Bee Warriors references. Bee Warriors are Magnemites, of course. Naturally. Anywho, moving on to Route 16. What sort of stuff can we find on Route 16? Let's see. During the morning, Grimer, Firo, Slugma, Muck. During the day, Grimer, Firo, Slugma, Muck. At night, Grimer, Murkrow, Slugma, Muck. Slugma is only 5%, but it's the only thing that's actually, like, catchable here. So, I guess we'll just go for the 5% Slugma and see if we get lucky. Okay, we did not get lucky. Route 16 is a dud. Cool. Hello. Got anything interesting to say? A trendy saying. Apparently the word conductivity is a very trendy thing to say. I don't know how or why. Before we go take on Erica, we'll just go ahead and hit the Fuchsia City. Why not? Route 17 is... In the morning, Grimer, Fira, Muck, Slugma. In the day, Okay, Slugma is 35% during the day. Okay. Slugma is 35% during the day. So it is now 12 p.m., obviously. Okay, so I can just change this with the thing open. Do we get a Slugma? We do, in fact, get a Slugma. Mystic, you are up to name a pile of fire goo. That is awesome. We went from a pile of poison goo to a pile of fire goo. Okay. That is really, really good to have another fire type again. Okay, and Pokeballs, go. Alright, we caught it. We now have a Slugma. So let's make our adjustments here. Adjust the next to name. I would imagine there's almost an absolute chance that we are going to end up using Magcargo, so I'm just going to go and grab its sprite now. Make a note on the list. That is Slugma. Slugma D's nuts. Is it a boy or a girl? This particular Slugma is a girl. I don't know how we determine the... I don't know how you determine the sex of a pile of molten material. I sure as hell am not going to stick in my hand to check. You know, maybe we just asked nicely. I sure as hell hope that's what went down. But yes, this is a female Slugma. Oh. That is good tea this morning. While you come up with a name, I'm going to review... After Erica, whose ace is level 56, we're going to move on to Janine down in Fuchsia. She's got Crobat, Weezing, 2 Ariados, and a Venomoth. her wheezing nose explosion. Aside from that, it is really not a tough team to deal with. Pyronia. Pyronia it is. Cool. Okay, moving on. Thank you, Slugma. Hello, sir. Hello, Gulpin. Face my extreme speed. Extreme speed. Ah, excuse me. How late am I? Not terribly late. In fact, why don't you take the next name? We've gotten 2 of our badges in Kanto so far. We are queued up to get our 3rd relatively soon. So far, things are actually going very well. God damn it, Barney. Omelet, can you take this? Okay, no. Omelet cannot take this. Yoga Nidra. Yeah, just hit him with the gyro balls. God damn it. This freaking Seviper. Okay, Barney again. Thank you! You finally hit the damn thing. Okay. Professor Oak, huh? I'm sorry, sir, but I have more important things to do. Where's Lugia? Dead. The entire team we brought to the Elite Four died, except for Quagsire. Quagsire was the only survivor, and it was really freaking scary. No, I'm not kidding at all. It was bad. It was really bad. Okay, Route 18. In the morning, Grimer, Furo, Muck, Slugma. During the day, Grimer, Furo, Muck, Slugma. At night, Grimer, Muck, Slugma. So, I think we're going to save this for radio sound. So, Route 18. Use the radio sound. Fuchsia City only has headbutting and rods. Fuchsia City does not have anything that we can actually acquire, so that's a dud route. Alright. So let's check a few more locations. First, it is very important that we deball this tree. There we go. We are heroes. Okay, Pal Park. I forget how Pal Park works in this. I don't think it works like the Safari Zone. You can transfer Pokemon from the GBA games. Yeah, that's what I thought. We don't have the ability to do that. However, on the east side of the city is Route 15. During the morning, there's Nidorino. Okay, the Nidorino and Nidorina, Chansey, Hoppip, Pidgeotto. During the day, it's the same, and at night, it's Noctowl and Quagsire, neither of which are particularly useful to us. we are absolutely going to hit that route right now. We've got some really, really good Pokemon here to find. Okay, Route 15. This is going to be big. Okay, it is a Hoppip, which I never did come across. This was the least good thing we could have found. Alxie is the name of the Mon. Okay. Will you just stick in a Ultra Ball? Okay. Cool. Algie is the name of the Hoppip. Let's make some adjustments here. Cole, you will be next to name. Noob, you're at the bottom of the name list, but we're catching so many Pokemon, you may still get the chance. Make a note of what we have caught here. That is a Hoppip on Route 15. Highlight it so I know it's a new one. Okay. Next up, if we go a little further east, there is Route 14. Which basically looks about the same, so we're just going to knock out that route as well. Cool. We also get some rose incense. And saw an item up here. Ah, I see. You want to fight me. Well, I have a Parasect. And now... Well, you have a Parasect. And now you don't have a Parasect. Good fight. No, I am not going to give you my phone number. Okay. Twins are probably fine to fight. Honestly, we can let Tenna have some glory. Nothing wrong with that. Okay, a pair of Quagsires. Cool. Poison Jab is now your strongest move, right? Yeah, by far. Okay. Woo! Okay, that's one down. Alright, let's get through this fight real quick. Cool. Nice and easy. Nope, I'm not giving you my number. The important thing is that we found some PP. It was very, very important that we acquire the secrets of more PP. No, we have not done Erica yet. I'm just picking up a few routes first. Then we'll knock out Janine and Erica real quick. Okay, Route 14, again, basically the same as Route 15, so... Whoops. Hello, sir. You have a bird, I have a dragon. One of us has the distinct advantage. And I think it's the guy with a dragon. Okay. There is also Route 13. Alright, we'll go grab the grass. We're gonna have to fight a lot of people to grab the grass, but... Nidorino and Nidorina are really, really, really good potential grabs. And I want them. Come on and fight. That's fine. Aqua Tail. Poison Jab. Let's go. Good fight. Roselia and Golbat. Cool. How dare you poison me? What the hell, man? Cool. Nope, no phone numbers. Moving on. Budu. Extreme Speed. Wow, that was a completely pathetic team you had there, buddy. What on earth are you doing running around with just, like, one level 41 Budu? Gonna call an order for boneless pizza. Okay, Nidorina. So, Cole, you are next on the list for a Nidorina. I mean, yeah, you can get a boneless pizza, you know, if you're a coward. Annie 2. Okay. Annie 2. Mystic, you are next on the list. That is for you to decide if you want it to be Annie 2 or Annie's wife. Nidorina. Mark it as a new capture. Annie's wife. Okay. I don't think we'll be able to fit it all, so we'll just go with Annie wife. Alright. Annie wife is in. Mystic, you will be next for Route 13. During the day, Nidorina, Nidorino, Pidgeotto, Hoppip, Chansey. During the day, Nidorina, Nidorino, Pidgeotto, Hoppip, Chansey. During the night, Nidorina, Nidorino, Noctowl, Quagsire, Chansey. Radio sound... Okay. So, a lot of the routes we've looked at so far for the radio Pokemon, the options are Plusle, Minun, or Shinx. For Route 13, with the radio sounds, it's Whismur, Lanoon, Buizel, and Bidoof. Do we want to save this route for a potential Whismur, Lanoon, Buizel, or Bidoof? Or do we want to aim for a 30% Nidorino now? In total, there is a higher chance of getting a new Pokemon if we wait for the radio. So, what do you all think? What do you all think? Save it for one of the radios, or go for the 30% Nidorino? How many Mons do we have? A lot. We have most of a box filled with Pokemon. Honestly, I think I'm just gonna go for the 30% Nidorino. Why not? Great job there, Omelet. You had one job. Okay, Slowking. That's actually kind of disturbing. Why am I just realizing we are in Kanto? Yeah, we've been in Kanto the whole time. Magikarp, Extreme Speed. Extreme Speed. That was a level 65 Magikarp. Here we go. Here's the grass. Alright, we're looking for a 30% Nidorino. No, it was a Nidorina, so Route 13 is a dud. Okay. And with all that taken care of, now we are actually going to go and get some more badges. First, over here in Celadon, let's go clear a path to Erica. Yeah, unfortunately, Extreme Speed's not so good when you have a modest nature and your attack is reduced. It's quite sad. Hello, pervy old man. Cool. Let's go. I don't remember how this all works. Do you think a girls-only gym is rare? Honestly, no. Not particularly. Oh no! Light screen! Whatever will I do? Okay. You are not Erica. Erica is hiding somewhere in the gym. And by hiding, I mean she's just standing back here. Okay, let's rare candy him up. Everybody can go up to 46 or to 56. And this is especially important for Darkwing Duck, who I think is going to take the lead on this one. Nope, we don't need swagger. Come on, Darkwing Duck, you need to get up a lot of levels very quickly. I believe in you, Darkwing Duck. Okay, Nasty Plot? Yeah, we could set something up with Nasty Plot. Come on, Darkwing Duck, I believe in you. Only 11 more to go. Okay, Night Slash, better than Pursuit. Only 10 to go. We believe in you, Darkwing Duck. Come on, Darkwing Duck. Dark Pulse. There it is. Now we can get dangerous. Darkwing Duck! Alright, Darkwing Duck. So the one I need to look out for in this fight is Wheezing? No, wait, that's Janine. The one I need to look out for here is Tangela with Ancient Power. It's also got Ring Out, Giga Drain, and Sleep Powder. Okay. I think we are ready to go. Let the battle begin. Hello, Erica. Hello, Jumpluff. Okay, you are U-turning. I'm assuming that you're U-turning into Tangela. Mm-hmm. I don't know if Tangela can survive one of my flies, though. I do have pretty good stats, but it is definitely about to retaliate with Ancient Power. Okay. That was literally the only Pokemon she has that concerned me. This one has Sludge Bomb. Okay, no, it's setting up for Sunny Day, which means that she wants to set up for Solar Beams for her Blossom. Solar Beams are not a threat to Darkwing Duck. Good job, Darkwing Duck. The sunlight is strong. Next up, Blossom. Yep, you go for Solar Beam. That animation on Solar Beam is so damn good. I actually prefer that animation over the ones in newer games. I love the idea of Solar Beam literally just being like a beam of pure light called down from the sky. I don't know if this kills. It does. Okay. And she's ending with Jumpluff. Darkwing Duck, you did absolutely beautifully. We are going to swap you over to Barney. And while we are at it with this badges, there we go. We are going to crop out that tiny bit that was poking through on each side of the badges because it's been driving me crazy. The little black bar where I hadn't quite fully cropped out the image. I have now fixed it because I am a goddamn hero. Actually, it looks like I didn't quite fully finish that out. We're just gonna go a 10 pixel crop on each side. There we go. Much cleaner. And that, in a nutshell, is why I have not been worried about Kanto. We have defeated Gym Leader Erica. And that rewards us with the Rainbow Badge. We've also got Giga Drain. I am really wondering... do I want to just give Psychic to Executor for Koga's gym? Honestly, that's or for Janine's gym. Honestly, that's probably a terrible idea. She has one Pokemon with Pin Missile. No, there's actually a lot of stuff there in week 2. Okay. So what do I want to do with Janine's gym? let's take a look at our options here. We do have a lot of Pokemon. Honestly, Dugong has Ice Beam. That's one of the best things I could run for this, honestly. And I think way better than Executor. Dugong... I don't think I ever grabbed a Dugong Sprite. Okay, Dugong... Yeah, Dugong is really good here. Dragonite and Honchkrow are good against the bugs. Yoganidra can tank the explosion. And I think Slugma is a good pick over Beedrill. Yeah, I think that works. I grabbed a Magcargo, but I didn't grab a Slugma. So we will swap this out to Slugma D's Nuts. I think this is a very good team to handle this. I think Blep is in a fantastic position to counter the initial Crobat with its Ice Beam. Okay. If I'm not mistaken, I think it's you that's the real one. Because I think it is, we're gonna go ahead and drop our rare candies. So Janine's ace is only level 50. Oh. Okay. Janine is pathetic. So Pyronia is the only one that needs to gain levels. Amnesia? Honestly, maybe so. Maybe so with Amnesia. It even has Ancient Power, which is an almost perfect counter. Come on, Pyronia. Lava Plume? Freaking hell, yes. More importantly, it is now a Magcargo. So, congratulations on being a Magcargo. But we still need to get you up to level 50. Rock Slide. Your offensive stats suck. Okay. Janine. No, you are not Janine. You are just someone with a Bulbasaur. And an Ivysaur. And someone who used to have a Venusaur. Cool. Okay, are you the real Janine? Will the real Janine please raise her hand? Okay. Here we go. Kanto Gym Badge fight number 4. Janine. Poison type. Opening with a Crobat, which we are going to counter with Ice Beam. Ugh. This is the only one I was really worried about it opening with. So it's really going to depend on what she swaps to now. Is she going to go Ariados or Weezing? Okay, she is going Weezing. So Weezing makes me nervous. It does have Explosion. We're going to let Yoga Nidra stand in front of it. You can't do a damn thing. I am far too strong for you. Let's try Payback instead. Wow, that is nothing. Okay. It did go for Explosion. That absolutely cannot kill a Yoga Nidra. Perfect. So now we go into Ariadoses. I am really not concerned about the Ariados. Pyronia, why don't you take point? Psychic, interesting choice. Are the rest of your Pokemon going to be relying on specials? Not particularly. Okay. Ariados is down. Is Heatran a frog? I always thought its design was fairly similar to a frog. Venomoth is also running Psychic. I'm gonna go for Amnesia. I am really confused why it went for Signal Beam. Okay. Going for Psychic. Let's see how well you like Ancient Power. Oh, you're boosting Evasion. I should have just gone for Lava Plume and been done with it. Okay. Yeah, on second thought, let's go ahead and boost more. At this point, it's a little more alarming as a battle of attrition. Nevertheless, I do have to live in fear of crits. Nice. This is going to be a bit rough. We've been evasion stalled. Okay, Lava Plume. Nice. Plus a burn. That's good. Plus a Citrus Berry. So that takes you out of Janine's item heal range. If we can hit you with another lava plume this turn or next, it should kill you. Perfect. Alright, Venomoth is down. Last Pokemon is another Ariados. And back to Lava Plumes. Or we can be Swagger. I suppose we could also be Swagger. I'm sorry, I really feel like I need to tap down the audio just a little bit for the emulator. I think it's still kind of loud. There we go. That looks better on my mixer. Good work, Pyronia. Okay. Alright. You did your best, Ariados. You did absolutely beautifully. It's time for Darkwing Duck to handle this. I assume you're going to go for the full restore? Mm-hmm. Well, Janine, you handled one of my least threatening Pokemon. Allow me to introduce you to one of my most. Darkwing Duck. Perfect. Alright, Janine has been defeated. Nice. Yes. So that gives me the Soul Badge. There we go. And that is TM84. Cool. Alright, let's get out of here. That was a pretty damn good team. And now it is time to work our way to Cerulean City. So we start in Lavender Town and head north. So Lavender Town has no Pokemon in it. We can just delete that from the list altogether. Route 10. In the morning, Spearow, Voltorb, Raticate, Fearow, Electabuzz. During the day, Spearow, Voltorb, Raticate, Fearow, Electabuzz with a higher chance. And at night, Quagsire, Voltorb, Raticate, Electabuzz. So during the day, which is what it is set to right now, is definitely the best option. 10% Electabuzz, 30% Voltorb. Yeah. Cool. And Sudowoodo honestly can just be kind of a HM slave at this point. Honestly, Magcargo can leave for now. And we'll just take out Sudowoodo. So, slot number 4, swap with Sudowoodo. Okay. And we will make sure that Sudowoodo has strength. Cool. And you can lose Hammer Arm for that. You're not really a combat unit anymore. Hello, Aubrey. We can, since you have just arrived and everyone else has had a chance to name, we'll put you next on the name list. So you might actually get a name right away with Route 10, a Voltorb, or an Electabuzz. We will see. Oh, right. No, it's... Never mind. It's going to be on the far side. We have to go through the rock tunnel first. Last on the list. Well, every other person here has already gotten to name at least one Pokemon today. That's why I'm putting you at the top of the list. No, Voltorb is also a possibility. I don't think... Oh, no, you're right, you're right. Yeah, okay, just 10% Electabuzz, right. Because we caught the Electrodes. But I forgot we actually have to pass through the Rock Tunnel to actually access that. So, Rock Tunnel, Cubone, Geodude, Machop, Zubat, Machoke. Ooh, okay, okay. Or we can save the Rock Tunnel for the radio. With the radio, we could get Absol, Makuhita, Bronzor, or Chingling added to the encounter lists. That is actually kind of huge. I think it's worth saving it for Absol, Makuhita, Bronzor, or Chingling over a 35% chance at Cubone. So we are going to make sure that we... Oh, okay, that's actually terrifying. Barney, you want to handle this? Yeah, we are definitely going to save the Rock Tunnel for this. So we are going to make a route... Rock Tunnel... Save for Hoenn Sound. Okay, he's running No Guard. Oh, thank God. Okay. That is fine. We just have to make sure we don't run into anyone here. And just for my own simplicity, we're going to bring up a map. Pretty sure I have the map in my head, but there's just no reason to trust what's in my head. Okay. Guessing is foolish when the tools of certainty are available. Alright. So, up and over and up for an item. Cool. Everybody loves a good TM. Although, since I'm not allowing myself to use held items, that is literally a useless TM. Okay. So from here up, over, up and over, and that leads here. And from here up, no items accessible here. We just go up and over. Okay. Make sure we drop another repel. I'm going to be streaming for about another 45 minutes today. I think a 3-hour stream when we are covering as much ground and doing as much as we are doing today is plenty. And this leads to another item. We have even more PP. I have the most PP out of everybody. Because I am a hero. Okay, no, it's up and around like this. And then that lets me exit. Okay, perfect. Yep, a TM we can't lose. And we took one more step and Repel's effect wore off. Perfect. Alright. So let's see if we get lucky with that Electabuzz. Well, first we have to hit Route 9. So, Route 9... Spearow, Rattata, Eradicate, Fearow in the morning. Spearow, Rattata, Eradicate, Fearow in the day, and at night, Rattata and Eradicate. There's basically nothing we can get here aside from a radio. And we've already got a lot of routes marked off for radio, so we're just going to take Route 10 as a dud. Cool. And then we are going to hit Route 10 just south of here outside of the power plant. We're actually getting super lucky today. Alright, let's go. 10% Electabuzz. Yes, the files were released. So redacted as to defeat the entire purpose of this exercise. It is... Eradicate, which we can't get, so Route 10 is also dead. Cool. Alright, moving on. Yeah, this time the power plant is actually a power plant. Alright. And... Manager... Okay, someone stole their part. Wait, a Doug Trio for a Magneton. Cole? Cole, I think we can get a guaranteed Magneton. Because we can basically get a guaranteed Doug Trio. Cole? Cole, I think we can get a Magneton. It's actually going to happen. I think we're good, no Magneton. It's the power plant. It's a different location. Literally the only Pokemon that is gettable there is the Magneton from the trade. And I would love to get an electric type. We can't catch a Doug Trio, I think. Oh! Crap. Yeah, I think... You're right. Okay, never mind. No Magnetons. Noob. Cole made sure that you can never see a Magneton. Okay, moving on. Just get some nice, simple kills, grab some items, full restore, that's a good one to have. Golduck, yeah, sure. Let's go with Barney. Hey Barney, you want to handle this? Good work, Barney. Aquatail. Cool. If I leave early, its name is Queen. Okay. So, next Pokemon's name is Queen. Unless I am told otherwise. Dugtrio, Aquatail, Poliwrath. That's job for Barney. Barney, please kill it. Primate. And you're dead. Cool. So, I would still like to be carrying around someone that knows Cut. We also need to prepare for Misty. What is Misty running? Golduck, Quagsire, Lapras, and Starmie. Starmie and Lapras both know Ice Beam. Quagsire can set up Rain Dance and knows Earthquake, as well as Amnesia. Okay. These are actually some very powerful Pokemon. Let's grab Executor. God, I really don't have much. I really don't have a lot to counter Misty. Electrode's probably good to have. Honestly, Fortress is pretty good. Grimer might be useful to set up with. Okay, I think this is the team we're going to go with. We're just going to drop enough rare candies onto J so it evolves. Just so I can grab just like one thing. Mud Bomb, really not that good. I think this is going to be a fight where I'm going to have to spend a lot of time just kind of setting up and evading more than anything else. Screech. Potentially good. Just need you to level up so I can go grab a Muck and just build my party. Sludge Bomb, perfect. Better than Sludge, at least. Okay, so there's a Muck. That's good enough. Omelette can take point for right now. Let's grab a Muck. Are Grimer and Muck really nowhere on my list? Seems like those are easy things to get, but nope, nowhere on the list. Okay. So, Muck joins the team. Alright, let's adjust this here. So, slot 1 is Executor. Dugong is replaced with Muck. And Dragonite replaced with Electrode. Alright, there's the team. It's not a great team. This is a very high-risk battle. But we might manage to pull it off. Right. No. First we stop by the gym to see the rocket guy run away. The guy for whom this is clearly not his first language. If by some miracle I get to name him on, just name it, Muritu. I need to go to sleep now, so goodbye. Alright, I will do that. Thank you very much. Glad you could be here. Hello. Alright, battle time. Golbat. Confusion. Good fight. Okay. Yep. Team Rocket, bye-bye a go-go. I forget where he told me he hit it, but he hit it in here, right? Yep, okay. We got the machine part. No, the rocket guy stole the part to the power plant because he thought that it would advance Team Rocket's evil plans. He did not realize that Team Rocket was bye-bye a go-go. The guy's just doing his best. This is not his home country. This is not his first language. You know, he didn't quite get what was going on, but he had so much passion for his work, you know? And I think that's something that we can all respect. Hello. Goodbye. And then he actually goes back home to Unova and starts a family. So, good for him. Alright, machine part. Hello. Yes. Cool. That's the charge beam. And I think we can get the XP card here. Ugh. Yeah, now that we have that, because we could really get this. Yeah. Then we go to the radio tower back in Lavender Town, where they successfully turned I Have Nothing to Fly. There used to be a tower in Lavender Town. It was a grave for Pokemon. And given the number of graves in the tower, it was like a resting place for a lot of Pokemon. Like, a lot of Pokemon were buried there. Like, a disturbingly large number of Pokemon resided in that tower. But then apparently Lavender Town decided, fuck them. And so they tore down the cemetery and replaced it with a radio tower. Yeah. So that's how that went, apparently. Also, I need fly. That's concerning. Yes. Yes, it really is. Okay, radio tower. Give me the card. Yes, I need a card. There we go. Okay. So I currently have the time set to Wednesday. And Wednesday means that the Hoenn sound is active. So we can now go and start exploring certain areas to collect even more Pokemon. Specifically, we're going to start on Route 6 to use the Hoenn sound. And we also want the rock tunnel for Hoenn sound. Don't you need to use the radio? Yes, which we can now do. Because we go to our radio and Hoenn sound. So let's see if we get a rare Pokemon here on Route 6. Huh. Cole, your dream finally came true! Its name is Rules Card! Oh, thank God, that's actually really going to help with Misty. Okay. All caps. All caps rules card. Okay, that's actually really, really good. Oh, that genuinely helps a lot. Like, a lot. That is huge. Quill changed to live chat. Oh, yeah. Why? Have you been spamming and you're upset that I don't get to see you spam? Okay, next up, Rock Tunnel. And Mystic. Mystic, if you are still here, you are next to name. Now I am bummed as hell. Why? Why are you bummed? We got the Pokemon that you have been begging and screaming to get for 3 playthroughs. We got the Pokemon that you're obsessed with. Why would you be depressed? We won't have Magnezone. Who cares? It serves its purpose. It doesn't need to be a Magnezone. It's fine. There is no problem here. It is completely fine. It's not a trade Evo, it has to be evolved at Mount Coronet. In this gen, at least. there are adjustments to the method in later gens. Okay, next up, we use the Hoenn sound in the rock tunnel. And it is... So what? It doesn't get evos. I don't care. We have a Machoke. We also have a Cubone in the rock tunnel. We do not have to come anywhere close to optimizing things as much as possible in order to succeed. Mystic, if you are still here, you get to name a Cubone. Nice. Which means that the next name will go to Noob, and Noob already gave a name earlier. So we just need to know the name. Yep, I'm afraid if you're here, you have to participate. I just wanted to avoid it for once. Well, we didn't. Now we can all move on with our lives. Honestly, I'm super happy to get it. I was concerned about Misty. Let's see. There's nothing we can get in Cerulean City, so we can take that off the list. Nothing we can get in Indigo Plateau, so we can take it off the list. Saffron City, take off the list. Silphco, take off the list. Underground Path, take off the list. Okay, perfect. Cubey, alright. It is Cubey. Cubey the Cubone. Perfect. Okay, next objective. We want to do the Sinnoh sound on Route 18 and Route 5. So the Sinnoh sound is only on Thursdays. So we're going to go ahead and let the computer think it's Christmas now. Route 18. Here we go. Okay. Route 18. Sinnoh sound. There we go. Alright, Route 18 Sinnoh sound. What do we get? I'd be happy with a Shinx. That is not a Shinx. Okay, so Route 18 is dead. The other one is Route 5, which is marked for using the Sinnoh sound. Did I really not check Route 7? I don't have Route 7 marked off on my list. But that's where we caught Murkrow. I think... what did I do on Route 8? I think Route 8 was just a general dead route? No, I was saving Route 8 for... Yeah, I was saving Route 8. Okay. So, Route 8 is also for the Sinnoh Sound. And... here we go. So, Route 5 and Route 8, we are checking with the Sinnoh Sound. Luxray in actuality, really bad. Yes. In competitive Pokemon. We are not playing competitive Pokemon. We have to have a level of power and competency, maybe 30 to 50% of competitive Pokemon, in order to viably clear a Nuzlocke. And in that capacity, Luxray is objectively useful. There's no point, no need to over-optimize. Okay. So, Route 5 is dead with a Bellsprout. So, that just leaves Route 8. And I think we need Cut to access the stuff on Route 8. Unless I am mistaken. Not very useful because water... Yes. Yes, it is absolutely not ideal. I in no way disagree that a Luxray is not the ideal choice. But it's also one of the only Pokemon I can access at this point, which also provides me some additional effect against Misty. So I do not care if it's suboptimal, because it still serves my function. It truly does not matter if it is suboptimal. Let's put Beedrill back in the party. Just give her a bike. I don't want to walk on the bike. Okay, Pokegear. We're on the Sinnoh Sound, Route 8. Yep, cut the tree. Alright, let's see what we get. It is a Shinx. Okay. It is a Shinx. Noob is next on the naming list. Noob gave a name before they left. And Noob gave the name Mrityu. Okay. Okay, let's go for the captures. Perfect. Alright, we got Shinx. And to follow Noob's riches, this Pokemon's name is Marityu. Shinx here is okay. Okay, then we all agree on everything and there's no point worrying over it. That's fantastic. Alright. Let's go! Okay, so I need to grab a few more sprites here. We need Magnemite. We need Magneton. And we need Shinx. And we need... What's the middle stage? Shinx. Luxio. That's right, Luxio. Shinx, Luxio, and Luxray. Perfect. Okay. Let's make our changes here. Am I the only one worried about the next playthrough in the list? It's just gonna get worse and worse as we go. That's just the way it's gonna be, and it's hilarious. Okay, so getting rid of Beedrill and Dragonite. Okay. So Beedrill swapped out for Shinx, and Dragonite swapped out for Magneton. I was thinking save some Pokemon for the next playthrough. We should still be fine. Let's at least give enough rare candies to get these things to evolve. Okay, here is our Luxio. Okay. Guys, let's think for one goddamn second here. What was your plan for me to encounter Pokemon on a route and guarantee that I do not encounter one that will appear in a later game? Explain your plan of how we could have mitigated that risk. Because my plan was to use the radio sounds in order to mitigate that risk. And then it didn't. So, can you offer a superior strategy than that? If so, I am happy to admit that I have made a terrible, terrible mistake and screwed us forever, and that all of my future attempts are doomed and will always be bad, and we will be stuck here forever in misery and torment. So, if that is the case, we can at least bring it to the forefront and be open about it. Manectric and Electivire. I don't know if you're screaming that I should get those now, or if I should save them. I don't know what you are attempting to communicate. All you have done is scream the names of two Pokemon. We need more words in order to understand the context of what you are saying. Oh, right. We need to adjust the next names list. Yes, save them. They're not here. I don't have the ability to get them. It's pretty easy to save things I don't have the ability to access. Okay, here is Spark. Spark is fine for now. Lock on, no thank you. Magnet Bomb. Honestly, an attack that won't miss, yeah, that's pretty good to have. Okay, and... oh, that was already set to Magnetine. It was supposed to be Magnetine. I have consistently found that many people who watch Nuzlocke are so focused on them being as optimized as possible that they will often forego practicality. I have the opposite problem. I am so completely non-focused on optimization that I will miss things that are actually relatively important. But I'm sure it'll be fine. Now we just need to go unlock Misty, and we can end today's episode with a Misty encounter. Granbull, that's fine. Okay, you're down. We just have to fight a lot of dudes now. Tangela, sure. Vaporeon, sure. Oh dear god, okay. Aurora Beam, actually rather terrifying. Yoga Nidra should be fine here. Let's go with Payback. Cool, that's fine. Moving on. And next encounter. Hello. Nidoking. Confusion. I believe this is our first encounter here. And it is a Pidgey. Okay, this rat's dead. Hello. Alright. Confusion on Gloom. Swap out Mitru, Mrityu for Yoga Nidra. Cool. Confusion on Paris. Nah, confusion on Pidgeotto. Gyro Ball, why not? Cool. Blossom. Now we can go Payback. Now that we are guaranteed to act second. Perfect. Nice. And finish it out. Cool. Yeah, whatever. Porygon, just go for Leaf Stone. That's fine. Hey, Misty, we're here to interrupt your date. Yeah, whatever. Cool. Hey, Bill, what's up? You're not Bill. You're an evil, evil pretender to the Bills. Alright. Let's go and hit that gym. It is time... assuming that we beat Misty's gym, we will be at 5 Kanto badges, leaving 2 that are weak against water, which is hilarious. Alright. Damn you. Okay, Azumarill, Leaf Storm. Leaf Storm. Leaf Storm. Cool. God damn it. Fine, Confusion. Confusion. Good fight. Okay. So let's do our leveling here. Misty's ace is only level 54. So once again, another Pokemon lower level than Sabrina. They kept the levels of the gym trainers sort of ordered more like they were in their original order, but whatever. The point is, we're going to go into this with some really good Pokemon. That's all that really matters. Thunderfang, that is an excellent move. It can paralyze and flinch. And is extremely objectively useful for the Luxrays that people constantly say are bad Pokemon. And look at that, a Crunch, which is super effective against Psychic types, like Misty's Ace Starmie. Another move for the Luxrays that people constantly say are bad Pokemon. It's almost like this Luxray is in fact a perfect Pokemon to fight Misty with. It's kind of weird. Level 54. Okay. Rules card also needs to level up. Screech, no thanks. And keep going. Keep going. Discharge. You're goddamn right I want Discharge. Absolutely fantastic move, second only to Thunderbolt in my opinion. Keep going. You need more levels. Also, Mearshot, special to replace Magnet Bomb. Having a move that never hit or that never misses is pretty good. Having a move that actually works with this thing's special attack is even better. Okay. Gyro Ball, absolutely not. Resistor needs a few levels. Explosion to replace Self-Destruct. That's a great move. Okay, and then J. Perfect. Plenty of stuff for J. Acid Armor. Honestly, I think better than Screech. I kind of have an idea for how we can use J in the future. J may actually end up being an extremely important Pokemon. Gunk Shot. It's a lot stronger. I'm going to stick with the other one for now. Okay. Perfect. Luck Ray's bad for BDSP. Here it's okay. Alright. I think we are now ready to take on Misty. Hello. Let's do this. They've aged up Misty a bit, and in this game, I believe she might be as old as 14. Possibly. Anywho, let's get this party started. God freaking damn it with Water Pulse's confusion. Fucking hate Water Pulse. Cool. Nice one shot. Okay, here's the Quag. So if I had to guess for Quag, it's probably going to try to set up a Rain Dance or go straight for an Earthquake. I want to make sure we go out of Quagsire without the rain. So let's try to stall it out a bit. Actually, it didn't open with Rain Dance, so we can go straight into Leaf Storm for a kill. It didn't open with Amnesia or Rain Dance. That is exactly what I was hoping it would not do. And then it did not do those things. Perfect. Okay, Lapras, almost certainly going to go in with Ice Beam. It's also got Sing and Body Slam. I do want to get a cleaner switch. I'm pretty sure Omelette can soak one Ice Beam here. It could not. Okay, we have lost Omelette. I still get the clean transition though, so that's fine. I think Rules is better here. Yeah, let's go for the discharge. How much is that getting you for? About 2/3 plus the paralysis. Okay. I really do want Mrityu in front. That is perfect. I think I can drop Starmie with one. Congratulations on your shiny Ralts. Let's make a note for Dead Execute. on the here. Okay. Let's not waste a full heal when I've got an awakening. Yep, there's an ice beam. Ugh. I'm going to stall this until I have a clean kill, so I can go straight into Starmie with Crunch. Or we're going to get crit and Luxray is dead. That is definitely another possibility for what could happen. Okay. So I lost my best counter for... I lost my best counter for Starmie. That's okay. Perfect. And that should be enough to trigger a full restore. Ice Beam's gonna hurt like hell. If we can build up our boosts... honestly, it's probably just safer to use Yoga Nidra at this point. Okay. Yeah, Gyro Ball, why not? If we wipe all to strike out Pokemon we caught after Kanto Stay Strike, yes. If we die in Kanto, everything we caught in Kanto is still struck out for the rest of the run. For the rest of the whole marathon. But whether we succeed or not, we are still going to move on to Alpha Sapphire after either loss or victory. Since I consider beating the Elite Four to be the goal of the Nuzlocke achieved. God damn, Water Pulse crit with Confusion Drop. Frickin' hate Water Pulse. Let's try for payback. Okay. Another full restore. Nice. Okay, full heal to Rules card. Let's go, Rules card. Okay, more singing. This goddamn Lapras is such a pain in the ass. Water Pulse. Discharge. I definitely die to crits. That's the problem. Okay. Water Pulse. Lapras may not be a dragon in type, but she is an honorary one and she sure matches their power. Annie, welcome to the stream. Since everyone else present has gotten a chance to name a Pokemon, you are going to the top of the naming list. I really want to get a clean swap into Starmie. Okay. Because I fear Starmie. Alright, not a clean one this time. It also procced the confusion. We are down to only 2 more full restores. Okay, rules card got crit, but survived. How did you get a Luxray? Radio playing Sinnoh sound allows you to catch Shinx in some of the Kanto routes. Okay, Lapras is down. We get a clean switch into Starmie. I am very glad I did not give Psychic to Executor. Okay. It opens with Confuse Ray. No surprise there. It also has Water Pulse, Recover, and Ice Beam. Also, I hit myself. It shouldn't hit nearly as hard as Lapras did. Perfect. Oh, that is painful. Okay. It doesn't actually have any Psychic-type moves. And Jay can soak just about everything it throws at it. Cool. Yep, it immediately switched to the stronger Ice Beam. There we go. Alright, Starmie is down. We have successfully defeated Misty. We have now received the Cascade Badge. Yeah, I'll bet it has the goddamn move Water Pulse. I hate that move. Okay. So, that's as far as we're going to go today as far as gym leaders are concerned. But Annie, I want to give you the chance to, choose a name for a Pokemon. So first things we have to do is get rid of our Luxray and also our Executor. And we really kind of need these two Oh, by the way, Annie, congratulations. Thanks to Cole, we got another neat arena on this run. The one that we had last time was a failed run. Anyway, it is Annie Wife. So, congratulations. And let's swap out these two. You are a pseudo-wudo Where the hell is pseudo-wudo? There's pseudo-wudo. And remove the color filter. There we go. And Luxray got swapped with Beedrill just so I could have Cut. Remove the filter. Okay, perfect. Nice. Alright, let's just have Barney take point for now. And let's go explore. Over here on Route 4. Can we get something on Route 4? It is a Rattata, so Route 4 is dead. Cool. Let's head to Route 19, Route 20, Seafoam Islands. We're going to go all the way up and around to Pallet Town before we end today's stream. So, Annie, you'll probably have a good chance of encountering a Pokemon along the way. Whoops. We just need to open up our Poke-Earth thing. Kanto, Route 19, Gen 4. Rock Smash, Krabby and Kingler. Surfing is Tentacool and Tentacruel. The Good Rod has a chance at Corsola. The Super Rod has a 30% of Staryu at night. So we're going to go for that 30% nighttime Staryu. So obviously, it is nighttime. Okay, Super Rod. Oh. Okay, we have to go all the way around from Pallet Town. That's fine. In that case, we will have to visit the Diglett Cave. Diglett Cave, we can't get anything in, since we had Diglett in the last game. Let's see. How do we get past the thing again? Okay. Right. There's the Poke-Flute. Yeah, an egg would work, but we don't have one. Okay. Snorlax. And we're just gonna run. Did I ever actually catch something on this route? This is Route 11. No, I actually didn't do Route 11. So let's take a look at Route 11. Regular walking, drowsy, Rattata, Magnemite, Hypno. We can go for the 20% Plusler Minum with the Hoenn sound if it's Wednesday. So, congratulations, it is now Christmas Eve again. Let's see if we get lucky with the 20%. There we go. Hoenn sound. And it is a drowsy. Drowsy are locked out. So Route 11 is a dud. And we can proceed through the Diglett Cave. Cool. Next thing, Super Repels. Let's go. Do. Okay. So, on the other side, we have reached Route 2. Here in Route 2, in the morning, Leddyba, Pidgey, Kakuna, Weedle, Beedrill, Ledian. During the day, Pidgey, Weedle, Beedrill, Pidgeotto, Leddyba. At night, Hoot Hoot Noctowl, Kakuna, Weedle, Beedrill. The same options with the Hoenn sound, though. Let's try once again for that 20% Plusle and Minum. Because you never know. Oh, you're a jerk. Okay, Burmy. Sure. Good work, Burmy. Hello, Beedrill. Goodbye, Beedrill. Cool. And Butterfree. Cool, that was fun. Oh. There we go. Make sure we're playing the right noise. And it is, in fact, a Minun. Alright, Annie. No, we did use Snorlax in Gen 1. Annie, this is the one that you get to see if you can add to the team. It is a Minun. Assuming that I can capture it at full health. I was able to capture it at full health. We have a Minun on Route 2. Minun. And after we name this and stop at the Pokemon Center in Pewter, I think that's where we will stop it for today. I just wanted to make sure that Annie got the chance to name something. Just to be nice. So, today, we caught a Krabby, a Minun, a Magnemite, a Murkrow, a Quillfish, a Nidorina, a Hoppip, a Slugma, a Grimer, and a Cubone. All of that was captured today. And you want to name it Mascot. Okay. Mascot it is. Hello, Pewter City. And you know, now that we're in Pewter City, I could potentially go for a certain something next time. If we can think of a way to set up the team to survive the attempt. But I'm afraid that's going to have to wait until the next one. Thank you, everybody, for coming today. This went great. We got so many new Pokemon. We got 5 of the Kanto badges. We have traveled around to the majority of the region. Next time is actually going to be probably the finale, one way or the other. We basically just have to go down this route, hit Viridian, Pallet, Cinnabar. We only need to take down Brock, which is going to be laughably easy. And then, once we have all the badges, we are heading to Mount Silver, and we are going to try to beat Red. But whether we succeed or fail, after Soul Silver, we'll be moving on to Alpha Sapphire with a lot of locked out Pokemon. So, yeah, I mean, I feel pretty good about that. I am actually going to take next weekend off from streaming, so there will not be a stream on the 27th or the 28th. I'm just going to take those for me days and, enjoy the holiday season. But we will be back here for our next Nuzlocke stream on the 3rd of January at the usual time in the morning. You can be here tomorrow for our regular RPG Maker stream. And yeah, I think that's about it. The current daily series on the channel, we are finishing up the Pokemon DLC, Metroid Prime 4 Beyond. After that, I'm going to be going through the visual novel, Nekopara Volume 3. I'm also going to be playing Pokemon Too Many Types 2, because there is in fact now a second Pokemon Too Many Types ROM hack. And I've got a special video planned for both Christmas and New Year's Eve, so you can look forward to those, assuming I get the one ready for New Year's Eve ready by New Year's Eve. So thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you all on the next one. It is time to make the sound to summon the end of the stream.